你们好，今天我们学对话2。Today we're going to start with dialect 2. 听好 ，Listen。你喜欢在朋友的家做什么？你喜欢在朋友的家做什么？你喜欢在朋友的家做什么？你 you 喜欢 like 在 at 朋友的家 friend's house 做 do 什么 what do you like to do at friend's house? Now in lesson 4 we learned a bunch of hobbies. Let's review. What are the things you can do with your eyes? 很好，看电视，看电视 watch TV。还有呢 what else? 看电影，看电影 watch movies。看书，看书 read books。看球，看球 watch ball games。很好 So we have 看书 read books， 看电视 watch TV， 看电影 watch movies， 看球 watch ball games。很好 Now what are the things you can do with your mouth? 很好 We have 吃饭 to eat food。吃饭。唱歌，唱歌 to sing songs。And we can drink a lot of things。喝茶，喝茶 drink coffee。对不起 drink tea。喝咖啡，喝咖啡 drink coffee。喝可乐，喝可乐 drink Coke。and 聊天儿，聊天儿，聊天儿，聊天儿是什么 What is 聊天儿 This is a new word. 聊天儿 it's a verb object. It means to chat. 聊 is a verb. It means to chat. And 天 it means sky. And also it means the day. So to chat about the sky, to chat about the day, so it's to small talk, to chat. 聊天 or you can add a R accent to say 聊天儿。In the southern part of China, people are most likely to say 聊天. And in the northern part of China, especially around the Beijing area, people are going to add an R accent to say 聊天儿。聊天儿。很好 Now what are the things you can do with your ears? 很好听音乐，听音乐 Listen to music。听歌，听歌 Listen to songs。听音乐，听歌。What are the things you can do with your body? 很好，跳舞，跳舞 to dance。睡觉，睡觉 sleep。打球，打球 to play ball。And 玩 or 玩，玩，玩。Now 玩 or 玩 without the R accent, it means to have fun, to play, to hang out. So it's to hang out with someone casually, to have fun, to play. And 玩 is a very general term to say to hang out, to have fun. You don't really know what exactly the people will be doing. So, for example, if someone says, 你明天来我家玩吧。你明天来我家玩吧。你明天来我家玩吧。你 you 明天 tomorrow 来 come 我家 my home 玩 or 玩 have fun hang out 吧 makes a suggestion. So we know this is a suggestion. So it says, why don't you come to my home to play tomorrow, to hang out tomorrow? Now when someone says to 你明天来我家玩吧, do you know what exactly you'll be doing? Do you know whether you'll be reading books, watching TV, playing ball, or what exactly you'll be doing? Do you know that? 很好, you don't know. It's just a general term to say, why don't you come over and we will hang out. So you can say, 我们玩什么？我们玩什么？我们 we 玩 play have fun 什么 what? So what are we playing? What are we having fun? What are we hanging out about? And then the person can tell you whatever you're doing. Alright, now let's take a look at this structure. Subject or somebody 在 a place verb object. Remember the sentence pattern in Chinese? We have subject plus adverbial plus verb object. By adverbial, it means time. We have learned a bunch of times in lesson 3. And place, now we have learned a bunch of places that we can indicate where something happens, like at home, at school, in China, in New York City, in Beijing, etc. And also manner. For example, with whom. So if you're dancing, who are you dancing with? With whom? This is also how you do something. With my mom, by myself, quickly, slowly. These are manners. And also all the adverbs are part of adverbials that goes before the verb. So whenever you have a place to indicate where this action happens, the place, the preposition phrase goes before the verb. Let's take a look. 那怎么说? My classmates like to play ball together at school. 我的同学喜欢在学校一起打球。一起 together. It's an adverb. 一起一起 together. Now remember, 一起 is an adverb. It goes right before the verb. 我的同学喜欢在学校一起打球。Some of you may be thinking, how come here 喜欢 the verb goes before 在学校? How come we didn't say 我的同学在学校一起喜欢打球? Because think about it, 喜欢 means to like. What do you like to do? What do your classmates like to do? They not only like playing ball together, they also like to play ball together at school. So the three parts, playing ball, together, at school, are all what they like to do. So they all have to go after the word 喜欢 to like. Therefore, we'll say 我的同学喜欢在学校一起打球。Now, if I want you to form a question based on the statement, 我的同学喜欢在学校一起打球, I want you to ask the question, who like to play ball together at school? Which part in the statement tells you who? 很好，我的同学. So let's replace 我的同学 with the question pronoun Who? 谁? So the question becomes 谁喜欢在学校一起打球? What if I want you to ask the question, where do your classmates like to play ball at? Which exact part tells you where? 很好，学校 school. Now let's replace 学校 with the question pronoun where, 哪里 or 哪儿. So the question becomes, remember from 我 to 你，你的同学喜欢在哪儿一起打球？你的同学喜欢在哪儿一起打球？ What if I want you to ask, what do your classmates like to do? 对不起 there's a like here. Like to do at school. Which exact part tells you what they like to do? 很好，打球。So let's replace 打球 with do what? Like to do. 你的同学喜欢在学校一起 do what? 做什么？你的同学喜欢在学校一起做什么？ Let's try another one. I like to read books in the school library on weekends. 那怎么说 library? 图书馆 library. 那怎么说 school library? 学校图书馆怎么说 on weekends? 周末 Let's try the sentence. I like to read books in the school library on weekends. 我周末喜欢在学校图书馆看书。Or you can say, 我喜欢周末在学校图书馆看书。Once again, what comes after 喜欢 is what you like to do. 我喜欢周末在学校图书馆看书。我喜欢周末在学校图书馆看书。Now, can you form some questions based on this statement? For example, let's ask, who likes to read books in the school library on weekends? Where's your answer to this question? Who likes to read books in the school library on weekends? 很好，我 is your answer. So let's replace 我 with the question pronoun who. 谁喜欢周末在学校图书馆看书？ Now let's ask the question, where do you like to read books on weekends? Where do you like to read books on weekends? And now the answer becomes 学校图书馆. Let's replace it with the question pronoun where, 哪儿. And the sentence becomes 你喜欢周末在哪儿看书？你喜欢周末在哪儿看书？ Obviously, you can form more questions, but now I trust you can form more questions, and we will move on now. Alright, once again, remember that the sentence pattern in Chinese is subject plus adverbial means time, place, manner, adverb plus verb object. Now let's try a sentence with more elements of adverbials. My older brother often chats with his girlfriend at home. 那怎么说 with his girlfriend. With his girlfriend is actually the manner, how he does it. He doesn't chat by himself, he doesn't chat with his mom, he chats with his girlfriend. So with his girlfriend is the manner, how he does it. It needs to go before the verb as adverbial. To say with, it's the same word as to say and, 和. So with his girlfriend, it's 和他的女朋友。和他的女朋友。Alright, let's take a look. Now 怎么说？ My older brother often chats with his girlfriend at home. 我的哥哥常常在家和他的女朋友聊天。我的哥哥常常在家和他的女朋友聊天。Now let's take a look. Some of you may be wondering, 常常 is an adverb. How come it appears before, right after 哥哥, the subject? Because whatever is coming after 常常 is what he does often. He not only often chats, he often chats with his girlfriend, and he often chats with his girlfriend at home. So all three elements, chat, with his girlfriend, and at home, are what he does often, 常常. So they all have to go after 常常. 我的哥哥常常在家和他的女朋友聊天。Now, if we want to form the question to say who often chats with his girlfriend at home, how do we form the question? 很好，谁常常在家和他的女朋友聊天？谁常常在家和他的女朋友聊天？ What if we want to ask, what does your older brother often do with his girlfriend at home? Which part tells you what? 很好，聊天，聊天。Now let's form the question. 你的哥哥常常在家和他的女朋友做什么? Remember, you need to say do what, because 聊, the verb, we replaced already, so we have to add another verb, do, 做。你的哥哥常常在家和他的女朋友做什么? If we want to form the question to say, where does your older brother often chat with his girlfriend? 很好, the answer is 家, and we want to replace 家 with the question pronoun 哪里 or 哪儿, where. So the question becomes 你的哥哥常常在哪儿和他的女朋友聊天？你的哥哥常常在哪儿和他的女朋友聊天？ Now, if I want to ask, whom does your older brother often chat with at home? Where's your answer? 很好, the answer is 他的女朋友, his girlfriend. 他的女朋友. Now let's replace 他的女朋友 with the question pronoun whom. 谁？你的哥哥常常在家和谁聊天？你的哥哥常常在家和谁聊天？ Once again, as you can see in English, the question pronoun appears at the very beginning of the sentence. However, in Chinese, depends on which function, which element the WH word is, it goes where it is in the sentence. Alright, now let's take a look at this dialogue. 你在哪儿吃饭？你在哪儿吃饭？什么意思？ 你在哪儿吃饭？你 you 在 at 哪儿 where 吃饭 eat where do you eat？ 那怎么说 I eat at home？ 我在家吃饭。How about you？ 你呢？我在家吃饭。你呢？ Let's say I eat at school. 我在学校吃饭。我在学校吃饭。So subject at a place, verb object. Let's see another one. Let's take a look at another one. 你在哪儿看书？你在哪儿看书？ Where do you read books? Let's say I read books in the library. 我在图书馆看书。How about you? 你呢？我在图书馆看书。你呢？ Let's say I read in school, at school. 我在学校看书。我在学校看书。Now you can ask any question by forming the question saying 你在哪儿 verb object. Where do you do this verb object? And then you can put the place here to say 我在 this place verb object. Remember, location 在 plus the place functions as part of the adverbial, goes before the verb. 那怎么说 I will drink coffee with my daughter tonight? Tonight, it's this evening. It's today evening, literally. 我那怎么说 Tonight again? 今天晚上 with my daughter 和我女儿 drink coffee 喝咖啡。我今天晚上和我女儿喝咖啡。那怎么说 I drank coffee with my daughter tonight? 怎么说 drank? How do we indicate it has happened already? This action is completed. L is a dynamic particle. It can indicate an action is completed, an action has happened, an action has occurred. Now, what does l signifies? First of all, l signifies the occurrence or completion of an action or event. So something has completed, something has happened. Also, l can indicate the emergence of a new situation or change of status. For example, from raining to not raining, from being fat to not being fat, from being not so expensive to being expensive. Remember, the action, event, or situation usually pertains to the past, but sometimes it can also refer to the future. L is not the equivalent of the past tense in English. And here's where you put l in the sentence. You can either put l after the verb, or you can put l at the very end of the sentence. The position of l is flexible. So to say, I drank coffee with my daughter tonight. If you were to put l after the verb, we can say 我今天晚上和我女儿喝了咖啡 directly after the verb. 我今天晚上和我女儿喝了咖啡。Or you can also put l at the end of the sentence to say 我今天晚上和我女儿喝咖啡了。我今天晚上和我女儿喝咖啡了。Once again, l either appears after the verb or at the end of the sentence. In this lesson, we're going to focus on l using to be l indicating the occurrence or completion of an action or event. Remember, the verb has to be an action or event. It cannot refer to adjectives or non-action verbs, such as to think, to miss. Those are non-action verbs. Now let's take a look at more examples of l indicating completion of an action or event. 怎么说 I worked yesterday? 我昨天工作了。我昨天工作了。He treated his classmates to sing last Sunday. He treated his classmates to sing last Sunday. 那怎么说 last Sunday? Remember, the time above you is the time that's in the past, that has already happened earlier. 上个星期天。上个星期天 last Sunday. He treated his classmates to sing last Sunday. 他上个星期天请他的同学唱歌了。他上个星期天请他的同学唱歌了。他上个星期天请他的同学唱歌了。怎么说 her boyfriend went home in March? 怎么说 in March? 3月。3月。Remember, we don't have to literally translate in here, because in, 在 in Chinese, it only goes with locations. It doesn't go with time expressions. 那怎么说 go home? 回家。回家。回家。回 it means to return, and 家 obviously means home. 回家。Why do we say 回家 go home? 回 literally means to return, to go back. Usually, whenever you use 回, it indicates you are going back to a place where you belong. So, for example, home is where you belong, so you always go back home. Now let's compare 回 versus 去. 回 it means to return, to go back, and 去 means to go. So, for example, if one day, if say next year you sign up for the China trip, to go to China, for you, it's 去中国. 去中国, to go to China. However, when I lead the trip to go to China with you, for me, it's 回中国. 回中国, to go back to China, because China is where I come from. It's more like where I belong. 回 and 去. Remember, we will never say 去家. We always say 回家. Now let's go back to the sentence. Her boyfriend went home in March. 她的男朋友3月回家了。她的男朋友3月回家了。Now, 怎么说 I drank 2 bottles of Coke on April the 8th. 我4月8号喝了2瓶可乐。我4月8号喝了2瓶可乐。Did you notice where I put le in this sentence? 很好 I put it right after the verb 喝。我4月8号喝了2瓶可乐。Here's something you want to know. If the object is preceded by a modifier, le usually is placed between the verb and the object, so it means right after the verb, rather than at the end of the sentence. We know usually the position of le is very flexible. You can either put it after the verb or at the end of the sentence. However, when the object is modified by a modifier, which means here, for example, 2 bottles of Coke. So the 2 bottle is to modify the Coke, which is an object. So when the object takes a modifier, we prefer you to put l right after the verb. And remember here, we say 2瓶可乐, we don't say 2瓶可乐, 2 bottles of Coke, in front of the measure word to express the quantity of 2. So here, in this situation, here you want to put subject, verb, and l, then object, because the object will take a modifier. 怎么说 I had a lot of tasty Chinese food on Friday night. 那怎么说 a lot of? 很多多 means many, 很 means very, so very many, that's a lot. 很多 tasty, good to eat, pleasant to eat. 好吃那怎么说 I had a lot of tasty Chinese food on Friday night? Here, where do we put the l? 很好 there is a modifier, a lot of tasty, to modify the object Chinese food. So we prefer you to put l right after the verb before the modifier of the object. 我星期五晚上吃了很多好吃的中国菜。我星期五晚上吃了很多好吃的中国菜。我星期五晚上吃了很多好吃的中国菜。Here you see that there's a 的 here, because 好吃 is to modify 中国菜, so 的 is the modifying descriptive particle. Before 的 it's the modifier, and after 的 it's the noun that's to be modified. And because there's a modifier for the object, we put l right after the verb. 那怎么说 My dad watched a very good American movie on Saturday? Is there a modifier for the object? 很好, there is. A very good American to modify movie, the object. So remember, we want you to put l right after the verb. 我爸爸星期六看了一个很好看的美国电影。我爸爸星期六看了一个很好看的美国电影。那怎么说 My younger brother and I went to Little Bai's home to hang out on Sunday. 我弟弟和我星期天去小白的家玩了。我弟弟和我星期天去小白家玩了。Did you notice where I put l in this sentence? 很好 I put it at the very end of the sentence. 我弟弟和我星期天去小白家玩了。Why did I put it at the very end of the sentence? Let's take a look how many verbs we have in the sentence. We have went, 去. We have hang out, 玩. So we have two verbs. When you have more than one verb, l needs to be used after the last verb, indicating all these verbs have completed. 我弟弟和我星期天去小白家玩了。Once again, if there are more than one verb, l goes after the last verb. They went to watch a ball game last night. They went to watch a ball game last night. Let's take a look how many verbs there are in this sentence. 很好, there are two verbs, went and watch. Therefore, we have to put the l after the last verb. 他们 last night is yesterday night, yesterday evening. 昨天晚上去看球了。他们昨天晚上去看球了。他们昨天晚上去看球了。很好。那怎么说 Dr. Bai went to New York to work in December? Dr. Bai went to New York to work in December. 怎么说 December? 很好，12月，12月。Now, how many verbs do we have in here? 很好，we have two verbs. We have went and we have work. Make sure le goes after the last verb. 白医生12月去纽约工作了。白医生12月去纽约工作了。怎么说 I got to know or met for the first time 高小英 I got to know 高小英。怎么说 get to know to recognize start to know someone start to recognize someone 认识认识很好 So 我们认识了高小英。我们认识了高小英。We met 高小英 for the first time. We got to know 高小英。Now here, let's compare this sentence. 我们认识了高小英 versus 我们认识高小英。我们认识了高小英 versus 我们认识高小英。What does 我们认识高小英 mean? 很好，我们认识高小英 means we know 高小英 whereas 我们认识了高小英 indicates a change of status from not knowing to knowing. So we got to know 高小英。认识 indicates a state rather than an action. It means to know, to be acquainted with. And 认识了 indicates the beginning of a new state from not knowing to knowing. 我们认识了高小英。Again, 了 can indicate a change of status or the emergence of a new situation, which we will not be focusing in this chapter, but we will learn in Chinese too. Is 了 the equivalence of past tense? 很好， it is not. 了 is not equivalent of past tense in English. Well, sometimes 了 can refer to the future. For example, 明天我吃了晚饭去看电影。明天我吃了晚饭去看电影。明天我吃了晚饭去看电影。什么意思？ Now here, obviously, we have 明天, which means tomorrow. So this cannot be in the past. It's not past tense for sure. 我 I 吃了晚饭 eat dinner. And 了 indicates a completion of an action. So after I eat dinner, when I complete eating dinner, 去看电影 I will go watch a movie. So here, tomorrow I will go see a movie after I have eaten dinner. 了 here indicates after the completion of the eating dinner part, then I will go watch a movie. So 了 can be used in the future tense to indicate the completion of an action in the future. So first you will eat dinner, then when this action is completed, you will go watch a movie. Let's review. Where do we put 了 in the sentence? If you have no object after the verb, then you put 了 right after the verb. When you have when the object doesn't take a modifier, then you can either put 了 after the verb or you can put 了at the end of the sentence. if the object has a modifier, then l needs to go after the verb before the modifier and object. 怎么说 I slept last night? Last night, again, is yesterday evening. 我昨天晚上睡觉了。我昨天晚上睡觉了。我昨天晚上睡觉了。Now, how do we indicate that an action did not take place in the past? We know l indicates the completion or occurrence of an action. How do we say this did not happen in the past? This has not happened. This has not occurred. This is not completed. We use 没 or 没有 to indicate an action has not happened. Do you remember that before we said 没 only negates 有? And I said at least for now. 没 or 没有 can actually negate something to say this has not happened, this is not completed. So 没 has two functions. First, 没 is to negate 有 to say doesn't have, don't have. And 没 or 没有 can also negate to say an action is not completed, an action has not taken place. So to say, I didn't sleep yesterday. 我昨天晚上没有睡觉. Or you can omit the 有 to say, 我昨天晚上没睡觉. Because 没 is an adverb, it goes before the verb. 我昨天晚上没有睡觉. Do we need a l here? No. 为什么? Why not? L indicates the completion of an action, and 没 or 没有 indicates the action is not completed. So they are talking about two totally different things. They conflict with each other. So when you're saying something happened in the past or something is not completed, something did not occur, you do not need the l here. 怎么说 I didn't go home on Monday? 我星期一没有回家。我星期一没有回家。The 有 can be omitted to say 我星期一没回家。我星期一没有回家。怎么说 She didn't chat with me this weekend? This weekend. 这个周末。这个周末。他这个周末没有和我聊天儿。他这个周末没有和我聊天儿。没有。So here, did you notice that 没有 goes before with me chat? Because you are not saying she didn't chat, you are saying she didn't chat with me. So with me chatting needs to go after 没有 to say now this is the part that didn't happen. I'm not saying she didn't chat with anyone, I'm saying she did not chat with me. 她这个周末没有和我聊天儿。Now let's compare 不 negating a verb object versus 没有 negating a verb object. If you say 我不喝啤酒，我不喝啤酒，什么意思？ What does that mean? 很好 you are indicating usually you don't drink beer. This is your habit. This is your preference. How about 我没喝啤酒？我没喝啤酒。很好 you are saying once in the past, at a specific time, you didn't drink beer. Maybe you usually drink beer, but that last time you didn't. 我没喝啤酒。So again, 不喝 it means you don't drink, you don't want to drink, you never drink. And 没喝 indicates once at a specific time you didn't. Now 怎么说 Did you study Chinese? How do we ask, did this happen? Did that happen? We say, 你学中文了吗？你学中文了吗？ Now we know 你 is you. 学 as in 学生 means learn. 中文 Chinese. L indicates it's a completion of action. You're asking about whether this action is completed or not. And ma makes a yes on the question. So whenever you're asking, did it happen? Did that happen? It's always 了吗? Subject, verb, object, 了吗? Did this happen? Did that happen? Okay? 你学中文了吗? Now 怎么说 Yes, I studied Chinese. To say a quick yes, you just want to repeat the verb and say 了. So you want to say 学了 because the verb is 学. So 学了 I studied Chinese. 我学中文了。学了我学中文了。So to say a quick yes to the question, did you do this? Did you do that? Did that happen? It's verb 了. Yes, this verb is completed. Verb 了. And you can say 学了我学中文了。What if you want to say no, I didn't study Chinese? To say something didn't happen in the past, remember it's 没有. So you can just say 没有 or you can say 没有 verb. You can say 没有 or you can say 没有学。我没有学中文。没有，我没有学中文。没有 is to negate, to say something did not happen in the past, something is not completed. Alright, now 怎么说 Did he go to your house to hang out? Did he go to your house to hang out? Remember how to ask, did this happen? Did that happen? Subject, verb, object, 了吗? So, 他去你家玩了吗？他去你家玩了吗？怎么说 yes, which is a quick yes. It's just verb 了，很好。So 去了 verb 了，去了。Or no, 没有去，没有去。没有 indicate something is not completed, something did not happen. 没有去。怎么说 What did you guys do tonight? What did you guys do tonight? 怎么说 tonight? Once again, it's today evening. 今天晚上。Literally, you want to say you guys did what tonight? You guys tonight did what? 你们今天晚上做什么了？你们今天晚上做什么了？你们今天晚上做什么了？ Without a 了 you are saying, what are you doing tonight? With the 了 you are indicating, what did you do tonight? 那怎么说 we danced? 我们跳舞了。我们跳舞了。怎么说 we didn't dance. Remember how to negate to say something did not happen, something is not completed. 我们没有跳舞。我们没有跳舞。You can also omit a 有 to say 我们没跳舞。那怎么说 How many cups of coffee did he drink yesterday? If you don't know how to form the sentence, the question directly, give a random answer to say he drank 7 cups of coffee yesterday. Then replace the number 7 with the question pronoun how many, 几。他昨天喝了几杯咖啡？他昨天喝了几杯咖啡？ Did you see here we put 了 here right after the verb 喝 Did you know why? 为什么？很好 because here we have 几杯 how many cups to modify the object 咖啡 so we prefer you to put l right after the verb when the object has a modifier. 那怎么说 he drank 7 cups? 他喝了7杯咖啡。他喝了7杯咖啡。Again, 7杯 is the modifier for 咖啡, therefore we prefer you to put l right after the verb 喝。怎么说 How many friends did he get to know on Saturday? How many friends did he get to know on Saturday? Again, if you don't know how to form the question directly, give a random answer to say he got to know 20 friends on Saturday, then replace the number 20 with how many, 几。他星期六认识了几个朋友。他星期六认识了几个朋友。He got to know 4 friends. 他认识了4个朋友。他认识了4个朋友。Again, in this set of sentence, the object has a modifier 4个 and 几个. Therefore, we put l right after the verb 认识。Now, 这是什么？很好，喝茶 drink coffee, drink tea 喝茶。Now, if I say 昨天你做什么了？昨天你做什么了？什么意思？ What does that mean? 昨天你做什么了？很好 What did you do yesterday? 那怎么说 I drank tea? 我喝咖啡了。Or you can put the time expression as well to say 昨天我喝咖啡了。As you can see, the time expression is put at the very beginning of the sentence to emphasize the time. 昨天我喝咖啡了。Now I can continue to say 你喝了几杯咖啡 M stands for measure word, object, verb. 你喝了几杯咖啡？什么意思？ How many cups of coffee or how many cups of tea did you drink? 你喝了几杯茶 tea? And you can continue to say 我喝了 this many 杯茶 I drank this many tea, many glasses of tea. 我喝了 for example 20杯茶 I drank 20 glasses of tea. 我喝了 number, measure word, object. You can add something else to say, did you do that? So for example, did you dance? 你跳舞了吗? Did you dance? 你跳舞了吗? No, 我没有跳舞。我没有跳舞。So for example, 这是看电影 watch movies. This is obviously a movie theater. So watch movies 看电影 You can say, what did you do yesterday? Oh, I watched movie. How many movies did you watch? I watched this many. Did you do that? Yes or no? Could you try to do it? Let's take another look at this one. 这是什么？很好，跳舞。So you can also say, what did you do yesterday? Oh, I danced. How many songs did you dance? I danced this many. Did you do that? Yes or no? Or 唱歌 sing. What did you do yesterday? I sang. How many songs did you sing? I sang this many. So you can actually do a lot with these patterns. Take a quick look. Alright, we're gonna move on. Now 怎么说 I watched a foreign movie together with my girlfriend yesterday. I watched a foreign movie together with my girlfriend yesterday. Remember, with someone, it's part of the adverbial, the manner. To say with, it's the same word as to say and, 和。我昨天和我的女朋友一起看了一个外国电影。我昨天和我的女朋友一起看了一个外国电影。Did you notice where I put了 to indicate the completion of an action? 很好, I put it after the verb, as here we have a foreign to modify the object 电影。Now 怎么说 I didn't go home until 11:30? 怎么说 didn't go home until, not until? It's 才 is an adverb. It means not until, only then. It's a very unique word because 才, it has a negative meaning in it already because it means not until. The not part is in it already. Now 怎么说 I didn't go home until 11:30? Let me show you. 我晚上11点半才回家。我晚上11点半才回家。Because 才 is an adverb, it obviously needs to go before the verb, and 回 here, to go home, is the verb. If you don't know how to form the question with the sentence not until, I didn't do this until this time, the easiest way is to do it in a positive sentence to say I go home at 11:30. 我晚上11点半回家. And then put a not until word 才 right before the verb as it's an adverb. Then you have the sentence to say I didn't do this until this time. 我晚上11点半才回家. Again, if you don't know how to form the question with the sentence with not until, form a positive sentence first to say I do this at this time. Then put a not until 才 right before the verb. 才, the adverb 才 indicates the occurrence of an action or situation, and usually it indicates it happened later than the speaker have pictured or expected. And usually it shows the perception from the speaker's point of view. It's not necessarily objective. So from the speaker's point of view, something happened later than he had pictured, had expected. Remember, 才 never takes the particle 了 when it's talking about past event. So whenever you have 才 in the sentence, there's never a 了. Now 怎么说 I invited him to dinner at 6 o'clock. He didn't come until 6:30. I invited him to dinner at 6 o'clock. 我6点请他吃饭. He didn't come until 6:30. If you don't know how to form the question with not until, let's form a positive sentence to say he comes at 6:30. 他6点半来 come 来. Now let's put the not until 才 right before the verb as it's an adverb to make the sentence to say he didn't come until 6:30. 他6点半才来。我6点请他吃晚饭。他6点半才来。So if you invite him to eat at 6 o'clock, coming at 6:30 is late. Is later than what the speaker had expected. So it's later. 才 indicates the speaker's perspective. 怎么说 We were going to watch the ball game at 8:30. 我们8点半去看球。我们8点半 去看球。But she didn't come until 8:45. 可是 if you don't know how to form the question directly, put it in a positive form. She comes at 8:45. 她8:03来。Then put the not until word in there, right before the verb. 她8:03才来。我们8:30看球，可是他8:03才来。Remember when you have the 才 in the sentence to say something didn't happen until this time, you do not need another negation 不 or 没 in the sentence because 才 carries a negative meaning, not until. So you don't need to add another extra negation in here. 我们8:30看球，对不起，我们8:30看球，可是他8:03才来。So comparing at our plan to watch the ball game at 8:30, coming at 8:45 is late. Now, they start work at 7:10, but he sometimes doesn't come until 7:25. 他们7:10工作。他们7:10工作。可是他有的时候 sometimes 有的时候7:25才来。他们7:10工作。可是他有的时候7:25才来。So he shows up later than other people had expected. 怎么说？ I wanted to eat at 6:05 p.m. yesterday, but my mom didn't cook or make a meal until 6:50. To say to cook, to make meal, it's 做饭。做饭。做饭。We know 做 means to make, to do. And 饭, it means meal. So to make meal, it's to cook. 做饭, it's a verb object. I wanted to eat at 6:05 p.m. yesterday. 我昨天晚上6:05 Remember, we read a zero out if you have a single digit on the minute. 我昨天晚上6:05 want 想吃饭。可是我妈妈6:50才做饭。我昨天晚上6:05想吃饭，可是我妈妈6:50才做饭。It happened later than I had expected. Now, 怎么说 Little Gao is very busy. 小高很忙。小高很忙。He often doesn't go home until midnight. Midnight is 12 o'clock in the evening. 他常常晚上12点才回家。他常常晚上12点才回家。小高很忙。他常常晚上12点才回家。He doesn't go to bed until very late in the evening. To say late, it's 晚。晚 late. Very late. 很晚。很晚。So to say he usually doesn't go to bed until very late in the evening. The very late can be seen as a time expression. 他晚上很晚才回家。对不起，他晚上很晚才睡觉。他晚上很晚才睡觉。晚上 means in the evening. 很晚, very late in the evening. So the very late is smaller. The time block is smaller than the entire evening. So he doesn't sleep until very late in the evening. 他晚上很晚才睡觉。Now here. 弟弟10点睡觉。我12点睡觉。弟弟10点睡觉。我12点睡觉。Now if you were to compare with 弟弟10点睡觉 the little brother goes to bed at 10 o'clock. 我12点睡觉 I go to bed at 12 o'clock. So compared to your little brother, you go to bed late. So how do we say I don't go to bed until 12 o'clock? 很好，我12点才睡觉。我12点才睡觉。So compared to your little brother, you're late. How about this one? 我明年6月去中国。小张今年12月去中国。我明年6月去中国。小张今年12月去中国。什么意思？我明年6月去中国。I go to China next year in June. 小张 little girl 今年 this year 12月 December 去中国 go to China. So I go to China in June next year and little Zhang goes to China in December this year. So compared to little Zhang, I go to China late. To indicate the lateness, we use 才. Now how do we say 怎么说 I don't go to China until June next year. 我明年6月才去中国。By adding the 才 before the verb, it indicates the perspective, indicates it's late. 我明年6月才去中国。Now if I say 我请他8点来，我请他8点来，他9点半来了。我请他8点来，他9点半来了。I invited her to come at 8 o'clock. She came at 9:30. So compared to my invitation, she came late. 怎么说 she didn't come until 9:30? 她9点半才来，很好 adding a 才 before the verb. 她9点半才来. Remember, you do not use l together with 才, because 才 indicates this didn't happen until this time, and l indicates it happened, it has already happened, so the two of them cannot go together. Now if I say 我们昨天7点半吃晚饭，我们昨天7点半吃晚饭，今天9点吃晚饭，今天9点吃晚饭，什么意思？ We yesterday at 7:30 eat dinner. So we ate dinner at 7:30 yesterday. 今天 today 9 o'clock eat dinner. We ate dinner at 9 o'clock. So compared to yesterday, we ate dinner late today. 怎么说 how do we indicate the lateness to say we didn't eat dinner until 9 o'clock today? 我们今天9点才吃晚饭。我们今天 9点才吃晚饭。Let's look at another one. 我7点45分来学校。Or you can say 我7点3刻来学校。你10点半来学校。你10点半来学校。我7点45分。我7点3刻来学校。I come to school at 7:30, 7:45. You come to school at 10:30. So compared to me, you come to school late. 那怎么说 You don't come to school until 10:30. 你10点半才来学校。你10点半才来学校。你们懂了吗？ Did you understand? 好，再见。